All right, we are at the beginning of the Sioux Charley Trail. This is rated at about 3.5 in, 3.5 out. So a total of 7 miles for you kids that aren't good at math. But I've never been on this hike, so looking forward to it. It's rated pretty high on alltrails.com. So let's get started and check her out. These rapids are really intense. I don't know if you can even hear me right now, but it's so pretty. It's this power of nature at its rawest form. It's unreal. Well, saw my first grizzly. It's about 100 yards from where I am now down this trail. It actually hopped over a big branch and broke it. Let me turn it around just so I can see on the trail in case anything weird happens. But he ran away from us. It was a smaller size, looked like a smaller size grizzly. It was not a brown bear or a black bear. I've seen quite a few of those. It was lighter brown with like a really light brown, almost gray patch on its upper back. Looked like a younger or possibly adolescent. So it's making sure it's not following me right now. I can actually still see it in the woods a little bit. We're gonna keep going. Bye. All right, so bear scares are over with. Warned about 4 different groups of people. And then the people I actually just warned down here, doing a little fishing, said that they actually saw the bear swim across the river about 15 to 20 minutes ago. So, all right, well, we're going to turn around. We're in about 4 miles right now. This is only supposed to be a 3.5 mile hike. I even started late, so we're probably about 4 1/4 in. Alright, so we're about 3.5 miles in right now. And we're at like this little camping clearing you can see in the background. So I'm assuming that this is the 3.5 that they mean. I went about 4 1/4, a little over in. Did not see a lake. It's supposed to be a Sioux Charley Lake trail. Did not see a lake. So here's a couple differences that with the trail app I use that are sometimes, let me block the wind, that are sometimes concerning. So the sign at the beginning of the trail said 3.5, so 3.5 in, 3.5 out, 7 miles trip. And the app I use said 6.5 miles. So is the lake 6.5 miles, or is the trail supposed to be 3.5? And I don't know. Anyways, I don't have enough time today. It's about 2:45 in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's gonna take me about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get back, 3.5 miles in. So I gotta head back now. Maybe another day I'll try to get here earlier in the morning and do an all-day deal, but it's supposed to be a cool waterfall about 12 miles in. I just don't have time today. And being the second hike of the season, don't have the stamina. Gus definitely doesn't. So, but pretty cool hike, beautiful scenery. So you see behind me all these little baby pines and evergreens and stuff. I'm assuming that's from a forest fire, because you can see there are a few taller ones down the trail there. The trail's right behind me. But I'm assuming this is from a forest fire. There's a really big fire that ripped through here in the early 90s, so assuming that's from that. And so here's something kind of cool. Here's your informational tidbit of today. So these are aspen, and they're noticeable because they have white bark, kind of like birch trees. And you can see there, it looks like several trees, but it's actually, generally speaking, it's one organism. Actually, it's one root system that sprouts out of the ground in many different areas. So something kind of neat. There's your tidbit of the day. So I ran into two guys that were trail running, and they said that where I stopped at that 3.5 mark, where I took the video, was actually the lake. So that's basically just where the river widened a little bit, slowed down. So I guess that's considered the lake. But you know, I went about 4.25 in, maybe 4.5 even. Because I started my timer late, my GPS tracker a little late, and kept looking for like this big lake. Every other lake hike I've been on in Montana, there's a big lake, but did not see one today. Heard another grizzly like kind of do like a yawn deal, rustling around a little bit, some sticks breaking. Couldn't see it, I looked, but it's kind of over a hill towards the river. And I was probably about 50 to 100 yards away from the river at that point, so keeping my eyes peeled and see what happens from there. But golly, this is gorgeous. Just the scenery here is just unbelievable. A couple bears. It's Sioux Charley Lake hike trail. Good hike all the way up. The rapids were so pretty. The white water was amazing. The trail was nice, but the lake, a little left to be desired. When you have like Elk Lake and Mystic Lake and Lost Lake to go to for about the same distance. Lost Lake's a little farther, but yeah, those are all like lakes. Like when you get to like a nice clearing, it's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This was just like a wide river, so it's kind of like lake. But good hike nonetheless. Had fun.